and welcome to the Dig-Ins, RedArmy TV, back on your screens. We're joined by a couple of great guests. Daz, always got an opinion, Murrell. How are you, mate?
Well, how are we doing? You all right?
Yeah, good to see you, mate. Good to have you back in.
Thanks.
And what's your mate called again?
Matty Prowman.
Matty, we'll have you in next week, mate. Come on, give us a shout. And it's Courtney Hussain. Good to have you with us, Courtney. From RedArmy Women fame. And we're going to get that up and running. We're going to get it done properly, aren't we? Yeah. Excellent. Before we get into it, chaps, I'd just like to pass on my best wishes, my sympathies, deepest sympathies to Tommy Johnson's family. Tommy Johnson was a borough trainer then in those days, called a physio nowadays. Knew Tommy well in my time as a borough junior, borough boy. So sad to see him pass away, grand old age of 92. I hope I follow you, mate, and make it to 92. But yeah, our deepest sympathy with the family. Let's get at the football then. Blackburn, a small matter of the 1-1 draw. Daz, thoughts on it?
Well, to be honest, I didn't get the game. I was on a footy day out with the boys, so we went to Whitby. I was running about in a Luigi costume all day in Whitby. But just as a result, I'm in the results game. I'm not too fussed about performances. It's 2 points dropped. I think we should be taking 3 points at home at Blackburn. Yeah, it's 2 points lost for me. I've seen the goal, fantastic goal. I've heard reports that we played well, but disappointing result at the end of the day.
Well, we were down to 10 men for 2/3, even 3/4 of the game. Courtney, is it 2 points dropped for you, or is it a 0.1?
I think so, especially because before the sending off, we looked like a completely different team compared to Villa, and then it kind of just rocked the boat completely, I think.
Just get your thoughts in, by the way, on the game. I'm seeing there's comments coming in already about Brittany's goal scoring. Good to see him back in the score sheet. I mean, it really was a full rejig by Tony Pulis, and Britt came on and lashed it in from outside of the box. Bit of an argument going on. First goal of the season from outside the box. I'm not sure about that stat. Maybe you can confirm that for us. But nice to see him get back into scoring ways.
Yeah, well, do you know what? Last time I was on here, we were talking about Brittany put something on. I'm his biggest fan. I'm not his biggest fan. And I said he'd score against Derby, and worst game he's ever had.
So tell us he's not going to score a goal for the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, he won't score again. He probably won't play again. But no, it's good to see him score. Excellent strike. But I've obviously seen that he missed a chance he should have took as well, and probably could have wrapped up the 3 points for us. Ashley Fletcher, bit of a shock in the starting lineup as well. I don't know what your thoughts were on that, on Ashley Fletcher.
I think Pulis said he just deserved to have a game. Maybe he's been doing it in training and he's been putting the effort in.
It was a bit funny though, because
it came out of the blue, didn't it?
He said, but I read in midweek that he turned around and he was saying about Ashley Fletcher, he's not right there. He's way behind in mentality and how he approaches the game. And I thought, we're not going to see him again. And then all of a sudden he's in the starting lineup.
I feel like he has to kind of try and find a striker from somewhere though, because we've got none, have we? Like, he doesn't obviously fancy Britt up until he scored that goal, and then we've only got Hugill, and he doesn't look like a goal scorer. He just seems like someone who brings the ball down.
What about Fletcher? What do you make of him?
I think like he didn't get a good long enough chance, but I don't know. I think he's a bit too young, and me and Phil always argue, but I always say you can't rely on kids really, especially not when we're going for promotion.
Have we given you enough of a chance?
Yeah, I think we have. I think what Pulis' comments coming back, he's 22. I think he's 22 years of age, which is still very young in terms of football. He's got attributes. He's a big lad. He's quick. He's built well for the centre forward. But he's like a fairy. He's got no go. He's got no drive. He just lets games bypass him. And if we're going to get promoted, if people are putting the hopes on Ashley Fletcher, then we got no chance.
What did he cost us? 6 mil or something like that?
7 mil.
7 mil.
Yeah, 7 mil. But potential.
Yeah. I suppose you've got to take a gamble every now and again on players, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I think so.
A couple of comments coming in on the subject of strikers. First one was Anton Sedgman. Yeah, Britt did score. Get him up front from start to finish.
Yeah, I saw a few people are saying he's the informed striker, we've got to play him now. But he's only scored one. Like, Hugill scored one just the same. So
yeah.
How do you class what's informed?
Do you know, I feel sorry for the strikers, to be honest. And I think Pulis, I've got the back of Pulis, but I do think he's a bit cautious. I was looking the other day, out of the top 6 teams, we've took 8 points from a possible 12. So I get it when he plays a 3-man midfield and you know, you got the wide players and 1 forward. But when we're playing at home, we're not winning games. He needs to be he's shown too much respect, I think, and we're dropping a lot of points at home to teams where we should be taking a full 3. So, you know, go for it. That's why the strikers aren't getting goals, because we're not creating enough.
I don't think we have anyone to go for it though, do we? Like, he doesn't fancy Braithwaite. Who else would you say that's going to be our go for it player?
Well, Braithwaite was missing completely, wasn't even on the bench. What do you make of that?
I think it was a massive shock, because I think he's the only attacking player we've got, really. I don't think we've got anyone else, especially in midfield.
A lot of people were calling for him to be given a chance up front, because he has played as a striker before.
Yeah, well, at the start of the season, him and Britt were up front playing as a 2, and it was working. But there's Tony Pulis ain't stupid. There's something going on in the background that we don't see. His head's not in it. He hasn't been great. We keep saying it's like the Ramirez situation, you know. He's got the ability playing, but Tony Pulis knows what he's doing, and he's going in January. It's simple as that. And he's trying to, you know, build something, get something in place now for when he does leave.
I think it's definitely strange, because at the beginning of the season, it kind of looked like he was playing to, like, he wanted to be sold, so he's putting himself in the shop market, in the shop window, sorry. But then now it just seems like he doesn't care. He'll just come on and let the game go by, and he might put a ball forward, and then that's it. We forgive him. But then he just something ridiculous, and you're like, oh, what are you doing?
Maybe as January gets closer, we'll start to see a little bit more out of him. Not that I dare suggest for one moment, of course, he might be playing for that place in the shop window. A couple of mentions. Matthew Proudman doesn't look like me next to Skelly. Matty, next week. Jamie Robertson, I'd rather see Fozzie up top than Assombalonga up the Borough. Anton Sedgman is a Borough fan right now. It's very confusing, but mostly frustrating to see what's happening. Going from top some time ago, now dropping points, and that is a concern. We
said that on Saturday. I don't think it was a kind of a good point gained, because obviously we'd gone down to 10 men, but then it's frustrating on how didn't we beat them at the same time. Same as Villa. Villa was so frustrating.
Well, that frustration crept into the boss's after-match press conference. So Tony Pulis having a word with talking about strikers. Britt should have scored. Hugill should have scored. I know Britt scored. I know you're going to start writing and saying he did. The chance that he had one-on-one with the keeper. These were his thoughts immediately after the game.
Britt scored a great goal, but there's 2 other chances. I have to say the one that he misses, and the linesman puts a flag up, he's not offside. Not offside in a million years. You know, he's a yard onside. I know he misses it, but he's a yard onside, and they get that one wrong as well. The last chance at the end, really and truthfully, without being too critical, you've got to score those opportunities. I don't think with 20 minutes, 25 minutes to go, when you get, you know, Jordan's going through with the goalkeeper to beat, Britt's not scored the one that they've given offside, and then he's had that great opportunity. You know, that should be a goal. We just, as I've said, we just need a little bit more quality at the top end of the pitch. So when we get those opportunities and chances, which we do, and we do create them, we're putting them away.
So Tony Pulis having a chat about the strikers. He didn't want to be critical, he said, but Britt should have scored the one-on-one. Britt should have scored the one where he was given offside, and he said he was a yard onside. And Hugill should have scored his one-on-one as well. So he is being a little bit critical, isn't he?
Well, he's trying to be critical without upsetting confidence, I think. If Britt Assombalonga could be, you know, any more lacking confidence. He doesn't want to criticise the players too much, because I think he knows himself that, you know, before the ball was kicked this season, with the players we've got, we're currently 6th in the league. I think he'd be secretly thinking, you know what? Happy days. If we can get through Christmas and be in this position, and we can go out and get some 2 or 3 quality players, then we can kick on. So I don't think he wants to be too critical. We'll see, you know, where we stand at the new year.
Especially in case we don't get these players that he wants.
Yeah.
You can't criticise too much, because then they'll be like, what's the point?
Well, the January window is not too far away. We've just got the rest of December to get out the way. Do you think a striker is going to be top of his list?
I think so, or maybe an inform, like someone in form, because we always have the debate of we need a bit of pace and creativity, so we always say wingers.
Yeah.
Definitely need some wingers.
That's what we need. Is it more supply to the strikers we've got?
We do, yeah, because Britt will score. He scored 15 last season, I think. He's our top goal scorer with 6 up and now 6 or 7, I think. So Britt will score, but he'll also miss stuff. But if he didn't miss stuff, he'd be in the Premier League. It's as simple as that, really. If he didn't miss, he'd be in the Premier League. We need wide players. I also think we need a bit more from full-back positions. I think we lost Shotton, and we lost everything from the right-hand side of the pitch. And this is Ryan Shotton we're talking about, was originally a centre-half. So, you know, there's a few things we definitely need to tweak come January, without a doubt.
Ibrahim Tanner, frustration is the word. The football isn't exciting, so it relies on results to generate it. When they aren't forthcoming, it just feels flat. And Anton back in again. Are the strikers such as Britt getting the service? We just touched on it, haven't we? We just touched on service. Do you reckon we'd double our goal scoring if we had decent service into strikers who could remain around the box?
Definitely, yeah. It's like Karanka, there's one man in the box. I'm watching it, there's wide players, you're putting the ball in the box, there's no midfielders supporting, you've got one man in the box all of the time.
Well, on Saturday, Hugo was taking every ball down and he's looking to distribute it and there's no one there for him.
We'll continue this after the break. Quick break for Teesside TV and we'll be right back. Now then, welcome back to the Dickens. We're chewing the cud over all things Borough. Daz, Murrell and Courtney Hussain with us at the table. Fellas and ladies, I was going to say fellas there. Sorry, Courtney, you're one of the boys tonight. We'll pick up this league positions, possible slide, current form in a sec. Just a couple of messages coming in. Matthew Privman, biggest transfer window since I can remember in January. If Traore wants to come back, he will go personally and pick it up himself. Pick him up himself. Alec Templeton, we had the chance in the summer window to get the players he wanted. Are people forgetting that? What has changed for January? Attacking flair players don't want to play for Pulis. Luke Rodwell, not sure you can criticise us for getting less from our fullbacks, and especially down the right after Shotton, then Fry, but his dreadful performance against the best winger in the league was absolutely class. Stu Gawley, 442, no chance of signing a good striker in January. Pulis, give your head a shake. Plenty of them coming in. Time to give you a quick reminder about the Derby coach. The Red Army coach is going to Derby on New Year's Day. 4 pick-up points, Gisborough, Redcar, the 6 medals in the Borough and Anson Farm in Thornaby. Get online to the Red Army website or you can give us a call, office number 01642 688 987 if you want to be on the coach. I think we've just gone up the size of coach, so not a huge amount of seats left. Also, the club have got their half-season tickets out, so you can get them as a Christmas present for somebody. So get onto mfc.co.uk if you want to attract 1 or 2 more into the Riverside and get that noise level lifted. Talking about 1 or 2 into the Riverside, it's been glum faces recently. Are we on a bit of a slide, or is it just one of those, no winning 3 moments?
I don't know, because I feel like at the beginning of the season, we would have took where we are now. I just feel like we're getting a bit carried away and think that we deserve more than we're actually getting. Because I don't think it hasn't been that bad, really. I don't think. I
think we've got more than we deserve, to be honest. I honestly believe I've been saying it all season. We've been overachieving, Daz. Are we on a slide? Are you a bit concerned?
Yeah, I am. The main reason I'm concerned is I think if we do fall out of the top 6, it's the reaction of the fans. I've seen it. I've been following Middlesbrough for many years, and I've seen the negativity can kill a season dead. As soon as the fans lose faith for the manager, and we do it very quickly at times, that's it. Everything will go downhill, and that's what I'm worried about. If we fall out the top 6, the negativity that could impact the rest of the team. You know what the Riverside's like once people lose it, the booing, and I don't think this group of players have got the mentality to get through that, and I think it could ruin our season. So I think QPR, we need to avoid defeat. A point is key. We need to. I'm worried that we fall out this top 6, and we are on a slide. We're dropping points at home to Blackburn Rovers. We're on a slide at the moment, and we hope we can just pull out of it very, very quickly. Just steady the ship.
Where's it going wrong? Where are we not doing it?
I just think it's up front. I just think we're getting the balls into the box and Hugo's taking them down and there's no one there to pass him to. Or he's trying to go on a run and he doesn't shoot. I think one of the main things is we don't shoot outside the box. It's like the old-fashioned Arsenal where we'll walk it into the back of the net and it'll all be fine. But it's a bit I think it's just shoot. It's the main thing.
I think the last 3 games, Aston Villa, we totally outclassed. And I think Aston Villa are one of the best teams in the league. I think they really are. We were totally outclassed, we were outpaced, we were everything, But when we're Preston away, he's gone with Rudy. Asim Belonga, his top goal scorer. Rudy Gestead hasn't played a game. He starts Gestead, and we were awful with Gestead up front. What's going on there? And I think he's taking too many chances. Now he's got this squad of players, and I think it's costing us. And like I say, we've dropped points. Preston dropped points at Blackburn. I think Pulis has got it wrong the last 2 games, apart from Villa, and I think we've dropped points because of that.
A couple of comments coming in. Danny Cruz, being more recruitment has been mixed for the past 3 seasons. I don't think we can use that word for the last transfer window. There was no recruitment, was there? Stu Gawley, 2 places above my prediction. Borough fans vote with their feet. Is Phil going to QPR? It's getting a bit personal, this, isn't it? Phil's behind the scenes. I think he's nodding or he's chuckling in the back there, mate. Danny, again, Danny's back on. Pulis can do one. I was really surprised to hear of this GoFundMe campaign to basically raise the money to fly a banner above the riverside against Burton saying Pulis out. What do you make of it?
Well, we were speaking about this, and the best thing is this guy set up a GoFundMe page to fly over the stadium against Burton in the Cup, and it's a night match. Do you know what I mean? Who's going to see it? Is this the mentality of the guy? So I think we'll finish that there, to be honest. It's a joke, really, isn't it?
Pulis out? What do you make of it, Courtney?
No, I don't think we should even be thinking like that. Like, you could understand if we were like 14th and we're really struggling, but I think we're not that bad, are we, really?
Pulis out and a win, that's what you've got to look at.
Yeah.
Halfway through a season, who's going to come in? And you need 10 games to get used to a team. You know, it's
I think he's the right man for the job.
Oh, without a doubt.
I'm still there. I'm a Pulis fan. You know, I know we're not going to get massively attractive football, but he's experienced, he's been through these moments before, and I don't think he's been dealt a completely fair hand in the transfer market either.
No, and that's not his fault. That's not his fault, that's behind the scenes. And I think Pulis is the sort of manager that won't let players come in if they don't want to. Why do we want players like that? We don't. And let's not forget that when he went up with Stoke, they were the top goal scorers. I think they scored over 100 goals. So trust me, if Tony Pulis has got the players, he will get this team scoring goals. Yeah. He just hasn't got the players at the minute.
I don't think it's not attractive football. I just think, I don't know. Do you
I'm
think?
a Pulis fan, but it is boring. I do think it's boring.
I just think we don't have anything up front to offer us anything else, and like we've got nothing on the bench to offer us a change.
Yeah.
Do we really?
Do you know what? I think it's his hand is forced that way. Keep it tight, and we have got a few players that have got the quality to win games, but we haven't got the quality to go out and just storm teams. We haven't.
While we're talking about odd stories, people flying banners and stuff, Manchester United interested in Tav.
Right.
Do you reckon there's anything in that?
Yes.
You do?
He's a goal scorer. And that's, you know, the first things first, you look from a young player, he can score goals from midfield. So, yeah, I can totally understand why the big clubs will be looking at him. He's quick. He seems very mature for his age. Yeah. He's in the under-21 setup. He's been trained with the... Yeah, 100%. I can see the top clubs looking at him. It won't be just Manchester United, no doubt about it.
Well, apparently someone said Liverpool. Liverpool have been looking at him for a long time this season. Would you be sad to see him go?
Not really. I think it's nice to see kids getting a break, but I also remember, like, last year, wasn't it? Chelsea were in for like 50 million for Adama Traore, and look where he is now, Wolves.
Yeah. Apparently... so the rumours tell us we're having a sniff to bring him back on loan. Would you have him?
100%, yeah. If he wants to come.
Easy one.
It's easy, isn't it? And it's not even a question, is it?
Luke Rodwell conceded the fewest goals in the Football League before the Villa game. I'd rather see boring football and get results. If we want risk, we should have kept Monk. Good point there, mate. Yeah. It's like you were saying, you're more into results than
results is what matters. Yeah.
And I am myself. Let's throw it forward then. So we've got QPR coming up. You touched on it. You said we need at least a point. I think it was Phil who's behind the scenes has just been saying we're 7 points off top, but the equal distance below would see us dropping into 14th spot. So it is pretty tight. How important a game is it?
Oh, it's massive, just for momentum, I suppose. We just need to stop the rot as soon as you can. You know, if you lose the game, we draw against Blackburn, but the best way to respond is the next match. And if we can get an away point, it's a good result. It always is on the road. If we can get a win, absolutely fantastic. But we really need to avoid defeat. I think it's very important for for momentum. I think it's a massive game for us, QPR.
But 3 without a win now. It could be 4 if we draw. Do we need to win it?
I think we do, but it's like Alex Ferguson always said: if you can't win, you've got to go and got to try to not get beat, haven't you? So I take a draw, but I think you've got to go there with the mentality of we need to win this game, and then anything less is kind of like a defeat anyway.
Have they got a cracking manager, or have they not got a very good manager? He did all right for us, didn't he?
I loved him at Middlesbrough, and I was gutted to see him leave. But he did well. He went over to Holland with 20 and won the league.
Yeah.
So he's had an up and down campaign, but I think they have got a good manager. What I have seen of QPR, they're rock solid in defence.
Well, September, October, he had them flying.
Yeah, they're rock solid. They lack a bit up front, but it'll be a very, very tough game. He will set them. He'll set them up a very tough team to beat. So
he's a smart cookie, Courtney. What are you expecting from Steve McLaren?
I think we were saying I always have this argument with Phil. Like we go to teams and think, oh, it's only QPR, they're going to be mugs, and then we get surprised by like how well they are. Like they might not be up there, but they still like want to be challenging. So they're going to be like a decent set up team. We're not going to be like be able to
They've got a couple of good players.
Like Village does.
They've got some good players. I've watched them. Freeman, who's out down there on the left, he's a good player. They've got a couple of quick players, so it's going to be a very tough game. I think it's going to be who wins the battle, to be honest.
And he's not going to want to have his old team put one over on him on his own home turf, is he?
100% not, no. But I think it's going to be a tough battle, and I think whoever wins the battle will come away with the points, to be honest.
Quick mention from Luke, Riverside needs to be a fortress. It was under Karanga. Great results away, too often compensating for lost home points. So, prediction time. What do you reckon? What are you going to go for? QPR?
2-0 Borough.
2-0 Borough? Following on from the 3-0 last season?
Yeah.
You're not greedy, are you?
No.
Des?
I'm going to go with a 2-0 Middlesbrough, actually.
2-0 Borough?
Yeah, I fancy
2-0
a
Borough.
2-0. 2-0 Middlesbrough, 2 set pieces.
To be fair, they've lost the last 3 games, QPR,
Right.
so they're not
Okay,
flying.
I'll go with a 2-0 QPR if they've lost the last 3 games.
So 2-0
Yeah,
Borough.
2-0.
I'm fearing another draw. I don't know why, it's because of this slide, but you know what? I'm going to touch wood. Let's say 1-0 Borough win. We're going to squeeze it in off the referee's backside. We're out of time. Courtney, Daz, thank you.
Not a problem.
We'll catch you very shortly as the season progresses. Catch you next week.